Sight of goal from Marcus Rashford!
Wow.
Danger in Katia!
Mikel Arteta's Arsenal are now on 50 points at the halfway stage, leading second place Manchester City by 5 points after an exciting 3-2 win over rivals Manchester United at Emirates, thanks to goals from Nketiah and Saka, while United got goals from Rashford and Martinez. Arsenal had an expected goal of 2.9, while United had 0.3. The XG timeline showed that the Gunners were on top from the start, and it was a well-deserved win. Arsenal have been in exceptional form, so it was no surprise to see Arteta tactically outsmarting Ten Hag. This is the analysis. So Arsenal lined up in a 4-3-3 formation, while Manchester United lined up in a 4-2-3-1 formation. Arteta named an unchanged 11 from the North London derby, while Erik Ten Hag was forced into a single change from the last game against Crystal Palace, with McTominay coming in for the suspended Casemiro. To understand how Arteta uses dynamism to destroy Ten Hag's pressing, you first have to understand how Arteta wanted to build up and how United wanted to press. So Arsenal have been very dynamic in their build-ups, and this allowed them to bypass the opposition press at will so far in the league. In the first phase of a build-up, Arsenal generally shift to a 3-2-5 structure, with Zinchenko inverting to join Partey as a second pivot, allowing Xhaka to advance higher to join Odegaard in the half space. Martinelli and Saka hug the touchlines with Nketiah in the central zone. Ten Hag wanted to stop Arsenal's build-up by applying pressure to their centre-backs, forcing them to play long. So the idea was to use 3 players to match up with Arsenal's back 3. So Rashford would pick up White, Weghorst press Saliba, and Antony was tasked to press Gabriel while applying cover shadow on Zinchenko. Bruno tracked Partey, Eriksen followed Odegaard, while McTominay stayed with Xhaka. I will go into more details on Antony's task later in the video, as this caused United trouble in preventing Arsenal's build-up. With 6 United players pressing, Arsenal always had a free player, so Arteta's men used mobility to loosen their markers and find a spare man. When Arsenal build up with their back 3 and use Partey as a lone pivot, Odegaard and Xhaka occupy the half spaces while Zinchenko advanced high on the left touchline. This then had United matching up man-to-man, but Zinchenko was left free. Since United's pressing wasn't very aggressive, Arsenal utilized the space given to combine and find a free player. With the task of covering one player and closing down another, Antony had trouble as he was always caught in between, and Arsenal were able to play him out. Antony decides to press Gabriel and Zinchenko becomes a free player. Later on in the first half, Antony switched flanks with Rashford and it was the same problem. So as Antony decided to press Saliba, White becomes a free player. So Arsenal kept finding the free player, and for most of the game it was Zinchenko as he kept moving from inside to outside and vice versa. Zinchenko was instrumental in Arsenal's attacks as he registered the most touches, the second most passes and the third most crosses. His mobility created confusion for the United players, and this was evident in Arsenal's first and third goals. So in the first goal, United players tried to reorganize their marking after Arsenal had taken a corner shot. The ball comes back out to a free Zinchenko, and as Antony tries to close him down, McTominay is trying to locate his marker while indicating that Odegaard is free. At this moment, United is evenly matched up in the wide area and are well protected in the back. As the ball travels to Zinchenko, Eriksen runs leave Odegaard to apply pressure on the ball. In the third goal, Zinchenko is again free, and as Trossard picks up a pass in the half space, Wan-Bissaka is caught in 2 minds. So as Trossard turns and drives forward, Wan-Bissaka backs off, allowing a free pass to Zinchenko. Arsenal normally change their pressing, especially from goal kicks, depending on the opposition, so I'm genuinely surprised Ten Hag didn't see this coming. So with Ben White being their better fullback at defending, Arsenal tend to force their opponents down the left-hand side. Against Brighton, Nketiah pressed the left centre-back while Odegaard and Xhaka picked up the pivots. Against Newcastle, Saka pressed the left centre-back with Odegaard on the defensive midfielder and White pushing on to the left back.
We expected the pressing from Arsenal in a certain way, and they did it a little bit different.
Ten Hag wants his team to play out from the back, so on goal kicks, Martinez would make the first pass to De Gea, who would try to bypass Arsenal's first line of pressure by playing directly to Shaw. Arteta knew De Gea isn't that comfortable with the ball at his feet, so he tasked Nketiah to put pressure on him while applying cover shot and Varane to force the ball to United's left side, where he had White aggressively closing down Shaw. This worked well for Arsenal as it forced United to play long passes or to make mistakes when trying to play short. However, when United were able to get out, Arsenal dropped into a mid to a low block, which stifled the United attacks as they struggled to create any real opportunities, as Saka and Martinez would track back to help out with their fullbacks, which limited the 1v1 opportunities for United wingers, and we all know that this is their strength. A 3-2 scoreline would suggest a close encounter, but Arsenal was always on top from the start. Let us know your thoughts. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and comment, share the video, and subscribe.